Have you ever watched the news, seen a war report, and felt something inside you just break? Not anger, not confusion, just a deep, quiet pain that asks one simple question: why are we still doing this to each other? If that feeling lives in you, psychology says it is not weakness, it is not naivety. It actually reveals something very specific and very powerful about the way your mind and heart are built. Let's break down the real psychology of people who hate war. Number 1. They feel other people's pain as if it were their own. Most people see war casualties as numbers. These people see faces. Psychologists call this empathy. But not the surface kind where you feel sorry for someone, the deep kind where another person's suffering actually lands in your chest like it happened to you. When they see a family fleeing their home or a child crying in the rubble, they don't look away. They can't, because their brain is wired to feel first and think second. And that kind of heart, as painful as it is to carry, is one of the rarest things in the world. Number 2, they ask questions most people never think to ask. While everyone else is picking a side, these people are asking why. Why did this start? Who benefits from it continuing? What did ordinary people lose before the first shot was even fired? Psychologists call this complex thinking, the ability to see beyond simple good versus evil stories. They can't watch war the way it is sold on television because their mind refuses to accept the simple version. They always see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture, every single time, is heartbreaking. Number 3, they often know loss personally. This one runs very deep. Psychologists have found that many people who feel the strongest pain about war have experienced real loss in their own lives. A parent, a home, a sense of safety. When you have lost something that truly mattered, you stop seeing war as politics. You see it as people, real people, just like the ones you loved, having everything taken from them. Psychologists call this personal meaning-making. Their opposition to war is not just a belief, it is a promise they made to themselves after something broke them once before. Number 4, they believe every single life matters, without exception. For these individuals, there is no such thing as an acceptable loss, no political goal worth a human life, no border worth a child's future. Psychologists say this comes from a very specific moral foundation built entirely around one idea: that people are not tools, that human life is not a resource to be spent. This is not soft thinking.
This is actually one of the most deeply held and consistent value systems a person can have. And it makes the logic of war, where lives are calculated and sacrificed in advance, feel not just wrong, but personally unbearable. Number 5, they know that war leaves wounds that never fully heal. Here is what makes these people truly different. They understand something that the history books often skip. War doesn't end when the fighting stops. It continues in the nightmares of soldiers who came home, in the silence of families who didn't get anyone back, in children who grew up in rubble and carry that fear into their own children someday. Psychologists call this generational trauma, and people who hate war feel the weight of it instinctively. They are not just thinking about today's casualties, they are thinking about the damage that will quietly echo for the next 50 years. So the next time someone calls a person who hates war naive or too emotional, understand this: they are not avoiding reality. They are facing more of it than most people can handle. They feel what others have learned to ignore. They think beyond what the headlines show, and they carry a kind of moral clarity that the world desperately needs more of. That is not weakness. That is one of the most human things a person can be. If you want to understand why people feel and stand for what they do, subscribe now, because on this channel, we don't take sides. We decode the humanity behind every position.